And the Rain of Reasons, remember I was originally going to do this with the title, you don't know that, but I was going to use the title Rain of Reasons, which is the name of the book. One of the books that my grandfather wrote that's been reprinted in those 8 different languages, or 8 different publishers. I was going to use that, but since I couldn't, I wanted to use the title Reason in the book. So, but then I decided that, well, if I use the title Reason, what else happened? Well, he persisted. I mean, he just continued to fight for social justice and so forth. So I just came up with the name Reasons to Persist. I mean, but the background was to use the word reason regardless, and then I came up with persist later, only to find out that the women's rights, she persisted. You know, I actually came up with that before I heard that. But anybody that works hard is persistent. So I thought I could still use the word persist.
Tell them about your publisher.
My publisher is my niece, my husband's brother's daughter is my publisher, and her name is well, she goes by Launch Crate, and that's on the back, and you can also find her. She doesn't have her name on it, but Cindy Fils, F-A-I-L-S. But Launch Crate is the publishing company, and she has written a couple of children's books. And she decided that instead of having her books published by somebody else, she would publish them herself. And so she started her own publishing business. And my book is the first book that she's published outside the books that she's written. And I think hopefully she's getting more businesses business from other authors where she can publish. But she's an entrepreneur starting her own publishing business.
And she does the illustrations too.
She what?
Does illustrations.
Oh yeah, her children's books. She writes the story, and she is artist. She illustrates her own works. And she did the cover for my From Stress to Blessed book. This book I had originally thought about it being just something you put in the doctor's office and just read, it's a quick read. But that would have been if I had really concentrated on the breast cancer journey. But since I included everything else, it's still a quick read. And I haven't decided whether it will go in the doctor's office or not. But right now, it covers more than just the doctor. It talks about moving, selling my home.
It may help somebody else.
What?
I said it may help somebody else.
Yeah,
I pick it up and read it.
I've been kind of happy. I'm kind of happy. Whoa. One of the most interesting stories I've heard in the last 2 weeks is that somebody from here was taking this book to their sister on the East Coast. They saw somebody in Atlanta with this book. So my friend went up to the person who was reading the book and said, "I know the author." And the lady said, "Oh, really?" So she pulled out the book and showed her. And I thought, in Atlanta, Georgia, wow, cool.
It's all right.
So that was kind of interesting. I'm not going to make millions on it. I really want to help. If I can help. It's really actually a thank you note to a lot of people who helped me. Because one person suggested, "Why don't you put the names?" Now I started with 5, and there's 5 more, that's 10. Oh, I can think of 10, no, that's 20. The list of names of people that I really am grateful to, that I would like to thank, got to be too long. So I thought, maybe, they'll recognize themselves in here somewhere, because I think most people who I came in contact with can find themselves somewhere in there. I couldn't name names, because if you name, as soon as the one person you leave out, because that's when I got to about number 51, I thought, I didn't say, oh no, this is not going to work. So it's actually a thank you note. It's a long thank you note. So that was the story behind this one. And then, like I said, while I was in the mood of writing, I thought, oh, this will be easy. I'll just take the notes and copy all that. And it didn't work that way. So now this is back to small, and it's just anything that I can find about Judge Isaac Franklin Bradley Sr.
Where does your music come in?
Oh, did I say anything about music? Where's my music
So
come
just
in?
when,
I taught music, and I don't know, I played keyboard and violin mostly. So, and that's it.
But you know, that is so beautiful when you
the
get
violin.
up from the piano and organ, you know, a keyboard.
Yeah, keyboard.
And you always get the violin. Oh, I think that's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Is it fair to ask you which one you prefer? Is
Well,
that
I always-
It's okay.
I always preferred the keyboard, but my joke is that when I played the violin when I was young, I got tired because I couldn't stand to hear myself play out of tune. Now that I can't hear anymore, I play the violin. I've gone back to the violin because it doesn't bother me as much. But, no, sorry.
It's interesting to see a church, you come in church, Francis might be playing the organ, and then maybe middle of the way during the church, she's gone over to the piano to play for the choir, and then at altar call, she's playing the violin, and she accompanies herself because she has already recorded it. So she's the recording is her accompaniment, and so she just plays. So you get to see the different things that she can play. And then there have been a Sunday or two that she's playing the drums. So, and the guitar, because she can play the guitar, she has a guitar at home. And
Well versed.
all kinds of stuff at home.
There's a joke about the organ too, since we're among friends. I'm not really an organist, but I just play the organ at the beginning so it sounds like church, and then I go to the piano. Because one minister told me very nicely, he said, I think you should play the piano. So I know my place. It's not really the organ. But I can play it, but it's not, you know. I learned from every organist that even drops by, it's like, can I try that? So I learned from other people. Still.
Who is your favorite composer?
That's
It's
really,
unfair.
what?
Is that an unfair
Yeah.
question?
It's unfair. Because I like different composers at different times and different types of music at different times. I mean, I make, you know, classical or something, but jazz for something else. Blues, you know, R&B,
Ask her who
instrumental.
her favorite composer
Who's your
is.
favorite composer?
Beethoven.
Beethoven, oh, okay. Back when I was when I was majoring in music, Beethoven was, as far as what he wrote.
Not even Bach.
I like Bach and Mozart, well, back in those days, yes, back in the day.
You don't hear that now.
Oh, no.
But I mean, I think my window of choices is much broader now, to the point where, again, I was focused on one type of music at that time. Now I can appreciate a lot of different types of music. And when I appreciate a lot of different types of music, you know, it becomes who's your favorite jazz? There's so many. Who's your favorite classical? Who's your favorite R&B? Who's your favorite blues? Who's your favorite gospel? I mean, I really like a lot of music. I mean, I just don't have any. I don't have any one exclusive style.
Very interesting.
And tell us your name again. I know you came to the meeting before. What's your name? Cynthia. Okay.
Cynthia.
probably a